Hello and good morning. Good morning. It is so wonderful to come your way again. It is Tuesday, June 22nd, and it's kind of very hot out there. So, everyone that is going out and just enjoying life, please stay hydrated. It is too hot, too hot for my own liking right now. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. The show is To My Younger Self, where we tell stories to propel us into the future. Extraordinary people telling stories to propel us into the future as we go down memory lane. My name is Zoe Baraka. We're coming to you live on the Dear Daughter page on Facebook and also To My Younger Self on YouTube, all at the same time. How is everybody doing? Listen, as always, I am not able to see you. Do me a favor. Go into the comment section, say hello, say good morning, say something to me in your local dialect as we normally do, okay? All right, I'm going to do all of our greetings the way we normally do them. We do all of our greetings from different places in the world and just in African dialects. In Moshi, we say Bella. We say Barka da Zua. In Hausa, we say Ken Ken, Tuma Tuma. Fudua Wela, Tuma Awela, Fubisa Awela, Tupose Wenam Barka. That is how we say it in my local dialect, which is Kosal. La Awane. That's how they say it in Frafra, in Dina, Wezo, all the way from Volta land in Ghana. Ojeko, that's how the Ghans say it. Ekabo for the Yorubas. Nabata, that's for the Igbos. Etiseng Akwaba for the Kan-speaking audience. Karibu sana. Habari gani, Meba, as they say in Wolof, Akeyi in Creole, Naumai in Maori, Welena Hawaiian, and of course, welcome in our most beloved language, the English language. I am so excited to have you here. Today is a very important day because I have one of Ghana's media generals with us. She is a fantastic storyteller and she's going to regale us with amazing just stories. You know, I went to film school with this lady. She is funny as all hell. She's got a little bit of a diplomatic side too. We had a lot of fun in film school and I have a little bit of a surprise for her. She's going to go on the floor just laughing and dying with laughter. But that should be interesting. Let me read you a little bit about herself. I think I just lost her, so I'm going to hope that she comes back on just before we go live and bring her in. There she is. I see her now. Listen, her name is Afeafa Nfojoh. When I was in film school, for some reason, I just chose to call her Pifa. I just call her Pifa. I don't even know where I got it from. But Afeafa Nfojoh is an award-winning TV producer and director. She is one of the very few bright stars in the business in Ghana right now. She holds a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in film, majoring in film directing from the National Film and Television Institute. Woo woo! NAFTI, here we go! She is currently with Media General and is the general manager of Adesa Productions Limited. She worked as the programs manager at GH1 TV and Charterhouse Ghana as the head of production. She has for the past years been producing, directing, and supervising various TV productions which have won awards and been #1 on Ghanaian TV channels. Let me tell you, some of the events she has directed are the Ghana Music Awards, an event she has directed for 8 years. Other events are 1,000 Laughs, Ghana Rocks, Hope City Concert with Chris Brown, P Square Concert, Tigo Unplugged, and just a host of others. If you also watch, there's a very popular one that's going on now, Date Rush. She definitely has her hand in there too. She is that amazing. Afeafa has also won international awards for her work back in school. We used to have a festival called Eniwa Film Festival. She definitely won. I think it was Best Film Directing at that time. Recontrest Henri Langlois Film Festival in France. I hope I said that right. And has some of her works shown at the Berlin International Film Festival in Germany and Sethingi Film Festival in South Africa. And of course, FESPACO in Burkina Faso, my own motherland. Apart from work, you will find Afeafa mentoring young ladies, watching a good movie, or yes, this I can definitely attest to, surprising her family and friends for one reason or another. Before I bring Afeafa in, I see a couple of you are here already. Let me say a very good morning to you. Bonjour, my big sister from Canada. Moyatu, hi. Oh my God, my Sierra Leonean sister. It is so good to see you. I cannot wait for you when you come on here and tell us a couple of stories. Beverly Ross, thank you so much for always joining us. Evelyn Prek, Habari Gani. Thank you so much. Asante Sana. Thank you so much from Kenya. Rosanelima. I hope I said that right. Hello. Easy. Where have you been? Our top fan. Ralia Sorogo. How are you, my dear? It is so good to see all of you. And here we go. Afeafa Nfojoh. Hello. My dear.
Hi, Baraka.
Hi. The floor is yours. Take it over.
But first of all, I want to say that, Baraka, you are part of the very few people who get me to do this. Anything television or online. In fact, this morning I was about to send you a message, Baraka. Do we really need to do this? It's like I'm guessing, But then I said, okay, no, I've got to do it because I promised you I have to do it.
Thank you, my dear. See,
yeah,
it pays. Yeah, to go to school with some important people. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. It's good to see you, Baraka. I mean, we've been chatting these few days, but I just thought about it that why haven't we been in contact for a while? Why does it have to get to an interview for us to,
I don't even know. You're busy, and I'd be like, she's important. I kind of have to stay in my lane.
Very funny, Baraka, very funny.
Kind of have to stay in my lane,
It's, like I said, it's good seeing you. So we're ready.
Yes. It's all yours. You go ahead and start telling stories, man. That's you.
Okay, so basically, I think what I'm going to, when you told me to tell stories, like, what stories am I going to tell? One person that I am is that I was listening to one of your interviews, and the lady said that she dreams a lot, and her dreams are very real when she dreams. She remembers it vividly. I actually don't remember anything. Like, I don't remember a lot of things in my past. So sometimes when my friends are like, "Do you remember?" I'm like, I remember, but really, I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know why, but it just seems to vanish. But yeah, highlights of things in my my life that probably I could just bring up. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to pick it from when I was very young to my middle age to now that I'm a grandma. So that's what we're probably going to do. So one incident or one incident or one life moment that I would want to begin with would have to be when I was young. When I was young, I used to live in Obuasi. Obuasi is a town in Ashanti region, a region in Ghana. And it was a gold mine. It's a gold town. So it was just all about mining gold and stuff like that. And my dad used to work there. He was one of the senior staff there who used to work there. So that's where I grew up actually from the gold mine. And we're in school there. And I remember we used to stay in a bungalow, an estate where, we, the kids and everybody used to be. And I think from childhood, that interest of wanting to do television, stage, film, and everything was there. I always keep on saying it. I don't think what I'm doing right now just appeared like that. Because sometimes I sit down and think, it's like, I was doing all the things that I can remember in my life. It's like I was doing all these things. It was heading to a particular direction. And so I remember I think it was around 13 or 12. And I woke one day and I was like, this is an estate. We don't do anything. This is a bungalow. We don't do anything to entertain ourselves. We don't do anything to have fun or anything. So I said, okay, fine. You know what? Let me do a list and paste it on the trees, because we had trees, in the bungalow, paste it on trees. So I'll say the cutest guy, the cutest girl, the talkative of the week, the most intelligent, the most adorable. Like, I was creating like awards schemes or whatever by the nominations and the segments, and I'll put their names over there, and I'll paste it on the tree. So every Friday or something of that sort, I don't know if it was Monday or Friday, but every week, people were expecting to come and see, okay, who wins the most adorable, who wins the best dressed, because I just wanted
Wow.
something to happen. I kept on imagining things to do. Then another time I woke up like, okay, you know what? Why don't I set up and this, I was very young, I was 12 or 13 years. I said, why don't us we set up a club where it was called Buy Me Stars,
Mm.
where we would get to do plays and, get to do playbacks of, music and stuff at a place. And fortunately for me, my mom had a restaurant there in the middle of town. So I gathered everybody. I told my brothers, I grew up with my brothers. I told my brothers, this is what I want to do. And the youngest one, Yum, he was very keen on it. So he's like, yeah, let's get this done. Let's get this done. So one time we held a meeting with the others around.
Oh,
Then we are like,
wow.
okay, you know what? We are supposed to do this meeting. We want to do this. This is the plan. It was close to Christmas. So it's like, okay, why
Mhm.
don't we do a Christmas, story, Mary and
Right.
Joseph and the shepherds and all that. Let's just come together, And they were like, we don't have a script. Like, well, some schools have a script. There was one girl whose father, Charity, whose mother ran the school, was running a school. So we asked her to try and steal a script from the school so that we can, copy it and play the role. So I took Mary and I gave Joseph to a guy that I had a crush on. I was like, oh, okay, this guy should be Joseph. I'm going to be Mary, And we had, the shepherd. So what we did was that we shared the roles. I shared the roles with, everybody. And we had to create a team. So I said,
Mhm.
okay, we need a president. And I didn't want to be the president. I was like, no, I brought up the idea, but I don't think I I want to lead it. I would want to do the work behind, which is mostly me. Me. If you know me, you know that usually I like to be behind to get the work done. So I we picked our leaders, our president, and everything. We put together a play. We did rehearsals every week. Then I
Wow.
hadn't even told my mom that, mommy, we want to use your place to on 25th night to
Uh-huh.
do this Christmas play. I hadn't said anything to her. I
Wow.
was not happy to figure that out because she would think that 12-year-old, and because the youngest was about 4, the oldest was about 13.
Hmm.
So, what seriousness are you going to be doing? Are you guys serious? Why would I give you my place on 25th night? So then we gathered courage and we told my mom this. So we had to tell some of their friends, parents to, speak to my mom. We told my mom this is what we're going to do. And she was like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. Just be sure you're doing the right thing. And the D-Day
Wow.
came. Yeah, and the D-Day came and we sent invite, we asked, and we're so young. We asked the parents to tell, the other siblings and family and stuff. And here we were on 25th, wondering to see if, people would come.
Mhm.
And wow, Baraka, that I remember. I remember so much that the place got full. And here we were, kids, and we said we're doing a Christmas play.
Oh
And
my
me, for instance, I had not even learnt my lines. I remember I had not learnt. So up to now, my friend said to me that you never even learnt your lines. So I was like, I totally forgot that I had to even get my. I mean, we did rehearsals and
because you
all
were
that.
in the background.
Yes, and I was forcing to do the
Wow.
Mary because the Joseph had to be the guy that I had a crush on. So yeah, well, I was, and but the play went well, and we did some musical, performance, and after everything, everyone was like, "Congratulations, you guys!" So we did it for about I think 4 or so years. Every year we kept doing it, and
Wow.
it brought some kind of entertainment, to the place, and I was pretty proud of it. So I sat back and I'm like, wow, sometimes they say that you were born with it. I think I probably was
Yes.
born, maybe because with me, my father is more of, a media person,
Hmm.
so I think I got probably that's from them. So
Yes.
a couple of my
Yes.
siblings too are into that direction, and I thought it was a highlight in my life that was great. And for me, my parents allowed it to happen. They encouraged it. They
Uh-huh.
didn't say, no, 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 what are you going to sit in the background? And not, they allowed it to happen. So I keep saying that when I see a child who has a potential wanting to do, especially things in the arts, I
Mhm.
allow it. You really need to
You
allow this to
never
be done.
know.
Yeah, because these kids, that is where they're going to be. I mean, Baraka, there's nothing else I could have done in this life apart from what I'm doing. Really,
You
there's
and
nothing
me
else.
both.
Imagine me putting me in the bank or putting me in an airplane to be
Oh
a
my
passenger.
God.
It's not. It
That's a
wasn't
full
going to happen.
movie all by
No,
itself.
no,
It's
no,
a
no,
kind
no,
of
no, no. So it was a major highlight for me. I mean, Obuasi was one of the best moments in my time. It shaped me. I went
right.
through a lot. It went through the good times and the bad times. One
Wow.
story I remember that came out from there was when there was a time where the junior staff and the senior staff had an issue. So the junior staff went on strike
Oh
and a
no.
demonstration. And though it was supposed to be, I think it was meant to be peaceful, it became a bit violent and rowdy.
Mhm.
So they had kind of like closed the entire town. Or Boise town, it's a very small town, so they had closed the entire town, and they were burning ties, and they had blocked everywhere that you need to. I remember we're in school one day, and there were rumors that when the thing happened, the day the thing happened, that they were coming into the schools, to attack the schools because the senior staff kids were there.
Wow.
So I think I remember that in the middle of the session of school, they had to now close down school and now get us all on buses to get us, to
To
our
get
various
you
homes.
out.
Yeah, it
Wow.
was quite scary because I remember when they even took us into the buses, we couldn't go into our various estates or bungalows because they were blocked. They were blocked. Access
Wow.
to your bungalow was blocked. So if that day you went out, you were senior
You
staff
can
and you
come
went
in.
out, you can't come in. You have to find a way to come in. And we were kids, so they had to now find a way. We got down somewhere. Then individually they'll pick us. Some of them were cool. Some of the junior stuff, like I said, it was supposed to be a peaceful something, but it got a bit rowdy. Some of the junior staff will now help us, smuggled us through back before we finally got home. And for a
Wow.
week, for a week or something, it became so dangerous that my parents had left there by then. They were for political reasons. My dad left to Ho, so we were with like an uncle and auntie who were also um senior staff there. And in fact, my uncle was like a major senior staff.
Mhm.
So he in particular, the road to his house was blocked. So now we were supposed to, my dad and my mom were like, okay, they need to bring us back to Ho, send us to Ho, because that's where my dad was having,
Right,
police
right,
class.
right.
So
Mhm.
now, yeah, they had to, one early morning, they woke us at dawn because that's the only way you could probably move. It was around 3 a.m. or something. And we had to go through, and where we were with my auntie and my uncle, it was positioned on a mountain, So, and before you come down that mountain, it was blocked. The people were there with tires and everything, burning tires and everything. So we now go through the forest and go down the forest. And it was my twin brother and I. So, and some of the junior staff who were helping us. So we had to now go down, smuggle us through the forest. It was a highlight in my life. That it was so scary. It scared me as a child. And we came down. And there was a railway down where we were. Then we got to the railway and finally we're like, okay, we've crossed the path to get to, we get to the railway and we see another block
Oh my God.
with, people standing there with, this machetes and things. It was that bad.
That's crazy.
Like, where are
In
you
Ghana?
going? Yes, it was some years ago. He said, where are you going? And stuff like that. And we're like, oh, this is a Captain Nfojoh. They mentioned my dad's name and they knew my dad because my dad used to work there and they liked him actually. They thought he was a cool man. It's like, oh, that man is a good man. He was very good to us. Very good to us. Okay, you people, you are like, are you sure? Before they make us go through, then finally we got to the station and there was a car somewhere for us, my brother and I, how we came to Ho for just about 2 weeks when the thing had died down. So technically, like about 3 weeks, we had to just go back to Obuasi. But that was just a hitch in our life in Obuasi that I remember though. But it was. I keep on saying that I think I want to make a movie out of that. I can't remember a lot, but if I really am serious about it, I probably will just do a lot of research and speak to people and get more details because
Yes.
I was young and I really didn't know exactly what the problem was. But I know that people said they wanted better living or allowances or something of that sort. It was quite interesting. Anyway, so to fast forward into my,
No, no,
you
I
know,
let's stay here for a little bit
okay.
because I am very not fascinated, just shocked. And also now I'm thinking and saying it is so easy for civil wars to break out
Oh
based on
yes, oh
something that
yes,
little.
oh
And thank
yes,
God, I mean, you remember it, but you were not emotionally so deeply
yeah,
scarred because that's
yeah,
something that happened on a national scale. But
yeah.
it's still a very harrowing experience to
It
go through.
was. It was Baraka.
Wow.
It was, and as like I said, I don't remember a lot of things that happened to me in the past because I don't know how. But if I'm able to remember that, you can imagine that it's
Must have
something
been,
that's been
yes.
printed, in my mind. It was.
Wow.
We were young, but it wasn't good. It
Wow.
wasn't good.
Wow.
It wasn't good.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that little comment there. So fast forward, fast forward. Wow. Go ahead.
Okay, so fast forward then into my like older days, should I put it maybe like 20s or something of that sort. Then I after school, I mean, I went through the whole NAFTI process and all that. And I keep saying that, NAFTI is always the basics, for everything that we're doing now, but it's actually not the real world.
Mm,
It's like when you're NAFTI, you're literally being pampered. You're like, oh,
yes.
it's made put television and film is made so easy,
Yeah.
and so relaxed.
Oh, is
But
that your
it's not.
script? Sure. Let's tweak it a little bit. Yeah.
And I
You
remember
can
I
shoot.
used to write what was his name? What was this teacher's name? The script writer, the script,
Mr. Nwako. We had Mr. Nwako,
Mr.
right?
Nwako used to
Oh,
write in that
Lord.
time that why would I script and kill my characters? Why should a character die at the end? I create characters that people fall in love with, and at the end of the day, I have to kill them or wipe them off. I'm like, well, it's up to
Oh,
me. No emotions. I better kill them.
that is the process of life. Wow. Uh,
So, like I was saying, but the good thing about NAFTI is that NAFTI gave me experiences in other aspects. In terms of, I went in for as a film director,
yes,
but
you
it
did.
taught me how to do camera. It taught me how to do sound. Taught me how
Yeah.
to do art direction and all those
Lights.
sorts. So, yeah, it gave me the basics of the things that
Mhm.
I needed to do. So I remember, again, fast forward to when I did my national service, and I think a year after my national service, I'm now into the industry. I've been taught and everything into the industry. Now you are there. What are you going to do about it? So I remember we're supposed to one day. One of our project leads said that, oh, Miss Malika, I was managing Miss Malika, and she was like, oh, Liberia wants Miss Malika, and we have to go and produce it in Liberia. I'm like, oh, that would be great. Says, but we need to go this next week, so that we'll go and look around and see what's up and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, so who am I going with? I say I'm going with a DOP, which is a director of photography.
Yeah.
That's Daniel Kwashiga. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah.
So it was me, the DOP, and the project lead, a lady. So here we are. We're going to Liberia. I'm happy. We're going to scout and check out the place. We get there and people are like, oh, we're welcome. And that the auditions for the Malika is the Miss Malika Liberia is that weekend. And I'm like, no, we're not here for the auditions. We're here to scout. And like, no, the communication that came was that we're doing this weekend. That's why we're here. So I think there was some miscommunication, there. And I was like, you are joking, right? It's just me. It's just the DOP. The project leader is not a technical person. So how are we going to pull this through here? It says, well, we've advertised and people are going to come on Saturday. And this
Oh
was
my
around, I think, Wednesday or something. Yeah, Wednesday or something. I'm like, what are we going to do? And we didn't know the market. We didn't know we didn't know if there were photographers. We didn't know the
You
sound
knew
people.
nobody. It's a different
Nothing.
country.
So we're like, okay, we need this. We need this. Oh, these people, they are booked. This person, they are booked. So technically, long story short, Daniel Koshiga and I had to, what they were trying to say is that we had to come up with, we can get equipment,
Yes.
but we have to come up with getting the production done. And if you've done an audition for a beauty pageant, you know that you need not less than 20 people to get a production done.
Yes.
And here we are, we're like, oh, okay.
I'm having palpitations. Oh my God.
It's really happening. I was like, really, it's really happening. Okay, we're going to do this. And with the auditions, you need to build sets and everything.
Yes.
So we said we need a carpenter. We need about 2 or 3 carpenters to build a set. We need to print this. They brought a carpenter. I was only one carpenter. And we're like, we need more than one. So, well, we can only provide just one carpenter. So here I am with DQ Daniel Kwashiga, mounting. Now, for what I was a carpenter, I was like, hey, God, I will now cut. We're cutting. I said, I can't do this. Daniel Kwashiga, the DOP was like, you know what? Forget it. We'll fix this. So we now had to, arrange the plays. The D-Day came, fast forward, the D-Day came. I had to play the role of a director, play the role of one of the judges, because there were supposed to be 3 judges. 2 came, 1 didn't come.
Oh
Now play the role of the help play the role of the sound. But Daniel Kwashiga had to do sound, had to do
Camera and
camera, and there were
sound.
3 cameras. So he had to now do all the 3 cameras. He had to now manage sound. It was Baraka. It was one of the experiences that I always keep on saying that it is jump started my career in terms of what is dealing with the unexpected, if I
Yes.
should say it.
Wow.
Because here I could have easily said that I can't do this, we can't do
And
this.
then just get
But
on the plane
we
and
tried to work it out. Yes, and we did actually. We did the audition perfectly. I was it was so funny, but I was a judge, I was registering the girls, I was measuring the girls because you need to measure their bust and everything. So all the soft things I was doing it, all the very hard things, Daniel Kwashiga was the one doing it. And I remember that, that Liberian ladies are much more, if I want to put it, are much more, most of them are much more vocal than
Mhm.
most of us Ghanaian women.
Yes.
They speak out. And because of the way they speak, they're very confident in everything. So here I am thinking that the way we judge in Ghana, we could do the same in Liberia. Liberia, you can't take advantage. You just can't speak anyhow to any girl. You can't say, why are you wearing this? Or you can't say, because usually when you come for audition, we say, oh, take off your wig. Because some of them
Mhm.
bring strange wigs. So we just
Right.
want you to see your natural beauty. So take off your wig. So I remember I told one lady, your wig is too much. Take off your wig. Baraka.
I'm done.
She dealt with me. She dealt with me. She said, the way they speak, who are you? Who dare you think you are pretty? Or you come and tell me to take my wig off? I said,
Oh my.
I just want to see your beauty. That's all. Like, no, 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 no. Oh, she damned me over there. So the other judges were like, our people, they're very vocal. They're very, so you need to be very careful.
Wow.
I'm like, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Oh my God.
So when I finished with all this and we pulled it off, I said something. I remember I said something to Daniel Koshiga that Daniel Koshiga, we've been able to pull this off. I can do anything in this industry. Nothing will stop me. There's no impossibility for me.
I
Because how 2 people did the work of 20 people
is ridiculous in a different
is
country, by the way.
I'm telling you, in a
You have
different
no
country.
phone numbers, nobody to
Nothing.
call.
Nothing. And Liberia, then when I went, it was a funny country because they were growing. It was a growing country because of the
Right.
wars and everything. So they didn't have a lot of things. They didn't know a lot of things. They were a bit behind
A little bit. Yeah. Uh-huh.
technology, exactly, behind
Yes.
technology. So you can imagine what I was facing then.
Mm.
It,
It's
it,
like
it
getting
wasn't easy.
used to Adobe Premiere and they say, hey, here's an Avid. For those of you, our audience, we're just really to film now. Avid is like slicing and cutting like a
Really,
real film reel. That is ridiculous.
it
Oh
was
my
ridiculous.
God.
It was ridiculous. But so I keep on saying, any challenger come my way, I'm on location and someone says, I remember when we were Nafti, to go back again. I remember Nafti, I had an issue, I think, with a sound man on one of my productions. I think I don't know if you were the
I think I was the production
um,
manager.
production manager,
Yeah.
and the sound man was complaining about blah. And I got upset. I just took the boom. I said, I'll boom myself, and I
Yes.
just boomed myself. So
Yes.
I just keep on saying to myself that's why I keep on saying, giving props to Nafti, saying that, they taught us things that if people are not around to get the job done, you can do
You
it
get it
yourself.
done. You
And
get
that's
it
what
done.
really it did for me.
Wow.
So now I look at young people who are trying to be in the film business,
Mhm.
and they say, oh, I can't boom, no, I can't do that. I'm like, are you guys
Girl,
serious?
dude, we
Are
were
you guys
caterers.
serious?
We were cooking. We were everything.
uh,
You clean up. You do everything. Everything. Oh my God. But that is such an amazing
Everything.
experience. Would you trade that
Yeah,
experience?
I wouldn't trade it for anything. I
Wow.
don't. I wouldn't want it to happen again, but I won't trade it for anything. I won't trade it for
Listen,
anything.
my
I won't
God.
trade it for anything at all. It
Wow.
was quite interesting. It was quite
Wow.
interesting for me, and from that from that point going on to where I am and I am getting to right now, it hasn't been on a silver platter, Baraka.
Yes. It's
I
not been easy.
literally worked
I
day
know.
and night. to get to where I am now, and I'm still even not where I want to be.
Yes.
You get me? And yesterday, my auntie was like, I prefer. I thought that you are done with this donkey work, like working like a donkey,
Yes. You're a
because yesterday I
boss
came
now.
home. Yes, I came home and I was literally bent over. So I had to take a painkiller this morning just to do this interview. I was bent because I couldn't
Wow.
straighten myself. And she was like, "Are you still doing this up and down thing?" I'm like, "Well, this is what I signed myself
Up
for.
for.
I signed myself for it, so I've got to do it because
That is
it's
interesting.
yeah,
Wow.
it's morning, afternoon, evening. It's if we have to deliver as film people, that's what we do. And I keep on telling the ladies who want to do this in television that or film or whatever is that
Mhm.
there is really no difference between the man's job and the woman's job.
Wow.
You decided to go and be a cameraman, you decided to be a sound man, you decide to do jobs that usually you find the men in those areas. Then you better do it and do it well.
Well.
Because the only difference between a man and a woman really are the private parts
Hmm.
and some other things that we probably can't do as women. But if we get into this industry or this space, we should be
You
able
have to
to.
do it. I mean,
Yes, we have
all the
to be able to
cameras
do
we
it.
were lugging, like these were not like the fancy ones they have now, and you have to lug
Yeah,
it whether you like it or
yeah,
not. I have a
yeah.
surprise for you, and
Mm,
for those of you who are not into film or the art, it's
surprises.
okay. But this is a culmination of just a, just little bits of memories and thoughts, and just pictures
Ah,
of all the places, the things we did in NAFTI, the kind of work and the friendships, and some of them were a little crazy, but I'm going to pull it up because and I'm so glad Afeafa said that she kind of is not able to remember some things. The thing is, I'm like that too. I think it has to do with filmmaking. You jump onto the next idea, and for some reason, maybe we archive it, and it would take something to jumpstart,
yeah,
but
yeah,
stay
true.
with me as I share this fantastic thing that I came up with. I went into my archives and I found some amazing, amazing pictures. We go way back. It's about 15 years old right now. And here we go. It's coming up in a moment. Bear with it. Oh, I love technology.
One thing I remember was I had a small head. Oh God, Baraka. That's feelings.
Level 100. Oh my God.
That's so sweet. That's actually a very pretty picture, Bella. That's Baraka.
Oh
Very
my
pretty
God.
picture.
Look at that. I think we're on
Oh,
the
you look so
beach.
sweet. Ah, that's Albert. I still.
I
Look at
know.
that.
Oh
Oh,
my
look
God.
at that. Oh, that's choir.
I know.
Baraka, how do you have all these
Where were
pictures?
we? I know. I think this was in the hostel somewhere.
Oh my God. And I should have looking back. Ah, oh God.
I thought you would get a kick out of that.
Those are memories. Those are memories.
Oh my God. A couple of comments coming through. I thought that I would share because I see now you're just like in some spot. So I'm going to take a moment and read a few comments while you recuperate.
Mm.
I
I
know.
miss those days, Baraka. I miss those days.
I
I miss
know.
those days.
So Irana says there are events that take place in our country, and when you think about it, you can only conclude that God has Ghana in a special place in His heart. We are blessed to be this in touch
Idana.
with all that is happening around us. And of course, Seti says, "Hi, ladies. I cannot believe I missed a bit on my way to work. Hi, Pefi.
Hi, Steady.
Now, Moyatu says that you have such inspiring stories, and I love how you jumped right into this opportunity. So inspiring. And Moyatu, let me tell you, she is a fantastic storyteller too. So coming from her, I just know that, yeah, you definitely did justice to this. Seti says, wow, but you were trained for it and you guys did it. And it was an opportunity and you jumped into it. That's it. The point is, though, you were prepared.
Yeah.
You were prepared for anything. And that is what life should be like. Always be prepared for when the things are being thrown at you, because you could have missed that chance to show whoever must have been watching what you are made of, right? Yirana again says, so NAFTI might seem like child's play, but your situation in Liberia proves the point that those child play experiences can make you do the work of 10 people. I know it for a fact.
True.
Carl. Hi, Carl. How are you, Romeo? He says, I am grateful to NAFTI for Avid. Oh, God, I cannot. I was able to work with major production companies in the US because of the knowledge of Avid. Elsie all the way, my big sister Elsie all the way from Toronto. She says, talking about being thrown into the deep end and swimming. And you swam.
I did, Elsie.
God.
I did.
Hi, Rita. She says, I am watching. Oh, hi. One of our major TV production, people all the way NAFTI.
I love working with her. I love working with her.
Best production manager ever. And for those of you who are watching and not into film, production managers are those that literally do the grunt work. They take care of your artists. They take care of your equipment. They do everything. I think I was your production manager for your final year. And let me tell you guys, this girl took us into the forest. We were for nights on end. Nights, deep into the night, shooting. Why?
And you know what I liked about you, Baraka, anytime you're on my production? I mean, you were not just a production, manager. You were into the content. You would insist, you would argue, you're like, no, but you're supposed to do it like that. I'm like, hey, God, this is not my production.
Maybe now you appreciate it. You wanted to kill me then.
I know, I wanted to, like, I'm going to say, this is not my production. How about I now determine, that was the essence.
But you won best documentary. I mean, not best documentary. No, that was me. Why am I saying that? You won best film directing. So hey.
Those were the days.
I know. Nanekia Daddy. Hello.
I love you too.
Inspiration. Keep doing you.
I love you too, Nanekia.
Oh my God. Ralia says, oh wow, Ralia is my sister. She says, I remember all these pictures lying about it. Oh my, no.
Can you believe it?
I just keep such I don't know. There. I would not read that one. Moving on. And it also assured you that you could deliver in the face of impossibilities.
True.
What powerful stories. What powerful stories. And also just the memories. I think for me, Fespaco is one of the best memories I can ever share at NAFTI, is because of reasons like this. Burkina Faso is a desert land. And thinking about the experience in Liberia, can you imagine if it happened in Burkina Faso where they don't speak English much?
I would have been very.
I don't even know. Exactly. And we would go there for 2 weeks and be in this huge, having however many days, be in this huge documentary. I mean, I keep saying documentary, just huge film festival with nothing.
Nothing.
The hotels were weird. The people.
Yes, the sun was hot. The sun was so hot. Gosh, the sun was so hot. You could literally feel it frying on your skin. Like you're literally.
That's my people. But here's the beauty of all of that.
It's one of the best moments. Going to Fespaco, going to Bakaywa, one of my best moments.
Yes. and
I
you
love it.
learn. And now
And I
when they threw
learn.
you into Liberia, you could just handle anything.
I could handle like now I can. I mean, as I went on, I kept on traveling alone with my team, especially with this particular DOP, and doing. So we'd go and cover stuff, and alone with him, we did
Mhm.
it. So I became very used to it. So now I can't seem to accept when people say that, oh, I
They
can't do
can't.
this. No, I need a soundman. Oh, I need a. I can't seem to
You
accept
better
it.
work it, girl.
Yes, you have to work it, because the sound man can go with you, but God forbid something happens to him right now. What
What
do you
would
do
you
then?
do? You can't do anything. And this is
Exactly.
very true. I just had the same experience just this Saturday. We're doing another show to my dear daughter, and the sound
Yeah.
was not working. And because I didn't pay attention in class, I'm definitely just showing you an example. I was lost. They had the console. The console was there. Do you remember? I slept through most of my sound class because I don't, and it's my
But
weakest
we
point.
actually we actually slept through together. We slept through together.
But you picked it up somehow, and I just never got. So give me
No, no,
photography,
maybe because
right?
I kept on doing it every time, over the years. But
I
the
was
best part
lost.
is the booming. That
Yes,
booming is what I can do. I can actually carry the boom. That's
the
it.
boom, and then but the console, I was lost, and the boys had to figure everything out. And they keep saying,
Oh
"Didn't you go to film school?" And I
my
said, "Yeah, I did,
God.
but I didn't pay attention in sound class."
But Veronica, do you remember that class? That
I
that
do.
sound class. We actually really was. I think I forgot the name of the lecture, but he
I
passed on.
forgot to. Yes,
But
but
we
it was.
slept. The
I
only person
slept
who
a
was
lot.
always awake was Benji. Benji was in front of the class and was awake, and
We
we
need a
were
Benji.
gone.
My God. But now we're just reminiscing and just having
Yeah.
fun with this. And I just want to say thank you for taking time. I know
Thank
some
you
people
so
are probably
much.
calling you now, like, I need you to take this and do this and do this, because all the storytelling has to go with you. It is so
Thank
amazing.
you.
I just want to appreciate you, and I think you are easily building an empire in Ghana. I
Thank
cannot
you.
wait for when you will have a TV station all by yourself, which is yours. And you,
Amen.
I, well, hey, I might be prophesying, I don't know.
I know.
But my dear, thank you so much for coming on. You audience, you've been so amazing, amazing. Oh, Rita says she slept through sound class.
Oh, we all did. We all did. We all did.
Okay, so it was Mr. Akwe and Mr. Ai. I think it was Mr.
Yeah.
Ai. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
was
God.
elderly. He was quite
Yes,
elderly.
yes, yes. Wow. So I need to go back to the basics and pick up a few sound things so that I am not stuck like I did last week.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was very bad. Actually, the show never got to come on because of sound, believe it or not.
Yeah.
The show was
Yeah.
fine. But sound didn't happen because someone slept in sound class. Oh Lord.
Ah!
But this is a learning curve for every one of us to
Yeah.
always be prepared. Just be prepared. Whether you're using it or not, be
Or not.
prepared,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you will use it. You
Yeah.
use it at some point in your life. And to end with this, I think it was script writing class that the lecturer, Mr. Nwaku, said the filmmaker, it was a radical statement to make. Now I get it. The filmmaker is God. Actually, he says that the script writer and the director is God. Um, because you weave the story and you have the vision to make it happen. For those of us who are Christians, we find that a little bit blasphemous, but in the film world, it is what it is. That's just what it is. You play the
Yeah.
role of God and you do everything, all the grunt work, and hopefully you get some glory with it along the way. And you sure have come a very
Yeah.
long way, my dear. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Wow. Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
mean, back before you go, I mean, you mentioned something that I really would want to touch on briefly before we go,
sure,
and
sure.
has to do with the God factor. I keep saying, I always say that. I remember when we were in school, Esinam would wake in the morning and do many morning devotion, Bible reading, and I was just next door, and I would laugh at her, or go and tease her, or find the right time to go and distract her, and she'll come and say, "Join me, join me." I'm like, "Oh, okay, we'll join." And sometimes I do, sometimes I never do. And a lot of happenings in life told me that, wow, if I could turn back the hands of time, when I was, especially back in school, I would have taken God and religion or Christianity seriously. And I always say that anytime I get opportunity to speak, I say that if you are in that stage of life now, I think it's now that you really have to take all these, religion or God seriously. If I should take God seriously, because when I fully discovered Him and I fully understood Him, I fully accepted Him. I just said, God, I wish I knew this when I was back in school. A lot of things could have changed, or a lot of perception, could have changed. And I'm a better person now because of my association with God. I say this everywhere. And it's one of my regrets back in school because I didn't take it seriously, but it's never too late when it comes to God.
We all did.
It's never too late when it comes to God. Yeah.
Funny enough, though, we had people in our lives who kept pushing us. My roommate Afeafa was always playing some Christian something, either Juanita Bynum or Arlene Bishop or the other one, Vicky Yohi. So eventually I had to just succumb somehow. But I think that a filmmaker coupled with knowing God is the best combination that you can ever have. Best. Yes. Wow. Wow. Thank you again so much. It has been so wonderful hanging with you. 46 minutes and counting, and we thought we were going to be done in 30.
I know, right?
Yeah, never. Listen, guys, again, I've been on here with Afeafa Nfojoh. She is a master storyteller. As you can tell, she just did a wonderful job just taking us down memory lane, and we picked up a lot of golden nuggets out of it. Now, here's the gotcha. Next week is actually exactly 1 year since we started this project. Look how far God has brought us. If I play the video of the way it looked a year ago, you would laugh. But God has been so good. And in film school, I think Afeafa was what I was in the documentary class. She was the film director for So you could say it was a yin and yang in tandem. If you find someone in any situation who is able to push you to give your best, even when they're being annoying, because let me tell you, she could be a little annoying sometimes too. I think you were my production manager one time and I almost killed you. Was it the Rollins production where you... No, that was Felix. It was probably level 200. One of them.
No, I was for Rollins.
You were? Wow.
Yes,
I mix it up. I think music video was then Felix, but I wanted to strangle her a lot of times, but she pushed. And because of that, I was a better documentary filmmaker for it. We need people like that. And so it is not by chance the way God arranged it that she would be the last storyteller before the anniversary. I actually appreciate that so much because God always works things just like that. So don't miss next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're just going to go down memory lane, all of our storytellers, and just, enjoy each other's company. We don't have a guest. You only have me, but you will probably not get a story. We'll just playing some video, each other's company. And on Saturday, like I said, I slept during sound class. So last week, Saturday didn't happen, but we're going to pick it up back up again. We'll be discussing the Bible character Jael over at the Red Sea Studios. As you all know, this is a makeshift studio, the big studio out in Franklin Lakes Red Sea Studios. We're going to go back there and try to do this again. Hopefully somebody picked up some sound tips and not me, and we'll do it justice. So thank you for hanging with us today. God richly bless you. Afeafa, do you have one last thing you would like to say?
No, just a happy anniversary and thanks for having me. I love you always. And to all,
It
everyone
was
else, that's Rita, Idana, Sedi, Sheila, all of you. Thanks for
just,
the messages.
yes. Wow, 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 wow. All right. One last thing. We have one of our teachers who just came up. I think I should do justice. Well, hey, he says strong and creative women. Good job. Inspiring stories for the young practitioners.
Oh, that's my boss.
The challenges with tools, resources, and industry demands will eventually toughen you for excellence. Yes, thank you so much, teacher. I call him Teacher Astus. Thank you. He was our TV
I call him GM. He's my GM.
general
He's my
manager.
boss.
Thank you so much, Moyatu. Thank you. I'm gonna reach out to you privately, sis, because I know you're coming on this show for sure. So yeah, I just put you on the spot, but hey, that's what sisters do, right? So, guys, lovely hanging with you. I wish we could keep going and going and going and going. But our guest has to go. I know she sacrificed 20 minutes for us. So let's say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Veronica.
And I will, catch up with you on the flip side after we, go off. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
It has been
too.
to my younger self. I am trying to unhook. My name is Zoe Baraka. It has been a lovely time hanging with you. The summer solstice is here. Please put some sunscreen on and drink a lot of water and some Gatorade. You need it. You too, Afeafa, because yeah, it can get hot out there in our motherland. All right, here we go. Bye bye. We love you. Bye.
Bye.